What? Wow.
Does anybody else watch one of their favorite shows in the background or have it on in the background when they're working all the time? Because I do, and mine's Friends, and I just laugh and just like talk along to it like I'm hanging out with my friends. It's a good time. So, I was going to write something about this, and instead, here I am. So, again, the dreamiest background of all time. But I figured I would just tell you a story instead. So today, if you have not noticed or seen it all over your feed and all over the places, if not, it's written in small print on your calendar. It is International Women's Day. International Business, wrong. International Women's Day. Anyway, and so I was sitting there thinking about how I want to make a bigger deal out of this, or thinking in my head, like, how do you make a bigger deal out of it? Should you have pre-planned some things around it? Like, what would make sense, right? And the thought is it's like, how do I want to say this? It's like, the thought would be, how do you, hold on, we're sharing this over to get some other people to be able to see it too. Because I really want to share this with you. If you're popping on, say hey, tell me what's up, say hello, all of the great things. It's not letting me share it, so whatever. Anyway, so I was thinking, like, how do I explain, like, what do I want to do for today, right? Maybe I should have put a little pre-thought into what I wanted to do for International Women's Day, but I didn't. And, the show has gone on normal. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. Everything's happened the same, other than the women that I've spoken to today, where I have, obviously told them Happy International Women's Day, and I'm grateful for you. That's it. That's all I've done. And there was a time and a place that I didn't even really acknowledge it very much this day. And it wasn't for lack of, respect for women by any means. I grew up surrounded by strong women, strong in their own right? And so that's definitely not the case. But I wanted to share a little story because I think some people can resonate with this. My relationship with women has always been a little different, especially as an adult. Growing up, I was a tomboy, right? So, I had other friends that were girls, but most of them were also tomboys. I remember a couple of friends in like elementary school that were really more girly and girl stuff. But I was a tomboy. I did, have Barbie dolls and stuff like that, but I definitely was a tomboy. And so growing up, like, I didn't think anything of that. And then in high school, all my friends were similar to me in that aspect, right? Hey, Mike, thank you. You're so sweet. I'm so happy to see you here. So growing up, like, I was always friends with other girls, but like, it was just different. And then when I became a young professional, the way I was treated by other women was never good. It wasn't a pleasant experience. And I think a lot of women can relate to that. So like, it wasn't until the last few years, I would say, that I felt connected to celebrating International Women's Day or Happy Women's Day, because truthfully, I just didn't have that connection. I was always super proud that I was a woman able to do what I do and show people the way and the way that I do it in my own fashion, right? Like, I show people that you can be you can physically be confident in who you are and show yourself and be whatever it is that you want to be, and be taken seriously and be, professional and be able to build your own business. And I think that's a beautiful message. And it's been something that I've been talking about since I was a teenager, but like my early, 20s, even up until like 30 years old, probably, I didn't have great support from a lot of women, like, other than my mom. I remember even having family members, cousins and aunts and stuff, that were just fucking mean. I love them, don't get me wrong, love them, but they weren't nice. They weren't supportive. They were calling my mom on the phone going, oh my God, what is Jamie doing on the internet? What is she trying to do? They thought I was doing something unholy, or I was being a slut, or whatever it was I thought I was doing, right? Because people took pictures of me in certain outfits and things like that, right? And I was building my own business and I was talking and I was cussing and all of this stuff. So not only was there some women that I grew up with that weren't supportive, but also just like, it was very cliquey, and I'm not a cliquey kind of girl. I don't know how to pretend. It's not what I do. And so it wasn't until I really started to find other women similar to me in this online space that I started to feel supported by women and started to really value the relationships I had with some women, because I did grow up as a tomboy and hanging out with my brother and his friends, and then going into businesses, like I always had a ton of guy friends and then worked in male dominated industries, all of them, right? And so it was interesting because when I started my own business and I went out on my own and I had to kind of like find my crew and find my tribe, a lot of you that are here, I found in a male dominated coaching group, right? So like, again, I'm not complaining. I'm just explaining to you that I think some women can agree with this. Like, I'm super fucking proud to be a woman, but it wasn't until the past few years that I felt that supportive type of connection with other women to where this now feels so empowering, and I feel so like excited about celebrating other women in these, you know, today and those things. Other than like some certain like figures that were like famous or whatever that I would look to for inspiration, like I didn't have any other women other than like my mom, you know, that was, and a couple best friends that were supportive. And even then, like I didn't really honestly feel that supportive other than my mom, because she's like my biggest fan in all the sense of the word. And so anyway, I just think there's a lot of people who feel that way. And so I wanted to send this message. First of all, if you're a woman and you don't feel supported by other women, I'm sorry. And I get it, because that's happened to me before. And I think sometimes what happens is a few things, like we can reevaluate the women that we're allowing in our space. We can reevaluate the way that we're showing up, and what we're allowing in our relationships. And we can also reevaluate who we need to take a step back from, because sometimes you think your best friends or these women that you should be putting yourself around are going to make you feel better, and sometimes they don't. But I'm here to tell you that there are people out there, there are women out there who truly want to just cheer you on. They truly want to just love you and listen and be there for you. There are women like that, and you have to cultivate those relationships intentionally. You know, it's not like you see on TV, or at least it's never been that way for me, where like women just rally together and rally around you to support you. That was never my experience. And so I wanted to tell that story today because it's been different for me. I'm very grateful to have found the handful, or, you know, couple handsful maybe, of women that I can truly say that about. And the other thing I wanted to say is that I realized that it's not that I was ever closed off to it, but I wasn't fully open to that connection. And I wasn't fully like, you know, prepared or wanting that, I don't think, in the true sense of what I was saying I wanted. Like, I don't think that my actions and my energy were matching, you know? And so I just wanted to share that, because I think that we do live in a world where, let's just be honest, like women are fucking incredible. What we're capable of in every sense of the word is incredible. We complement each other well. We also complement men well. We complement the world and its needs well. Right? And we need to own that. I also think that we need to love each other more without judgment. And it's important, because how can you expect a world to honor you and appreciate you if you don't honor yourself and appreciate yourself? If you don't honor other women and appreciate other women for where they are in their own journey, no judgment, right? Now that takes a lot of our own personal work. But I want you to catch yourself and remember, if you're craving those connections, if you're craving those kinds of relationships, don't quit looking, but work here first and pay attention to what you're radiating, and just be open to it. Be open to it, what that can look like. So on today and every day, I would always celebrate powerful women who have changed the world and that continue to change the world. Times are changing, friends. Like, there's a lot of very good-hearted, very grounded, very spiritual women who are getting their hands on millions and millions of dollars. So the energy is definitely shifting, and I think it's beautiful. And I'm very excited. And so I just wanted to share that little story today, because I think that's just a real a real truth of a share is that, you know, I do remember a long time of my life not feeling that loving, supportive connection, because even the really great friendships that I had their catty moments, right? And had there where I didn't feel supportive and I felt judged and I felt all of those things. So I just wanted to say that there is a possibility for relationships that aren't like that. And there is a possibility for us to raise each other up and for us to support one another in such a beautiful way that truly is supportive. And I think that's something we should all strive for. So wherever you are, have a great day, everyone, not just the women, but everyone, and specifically women. Like, love on yourself today. Remember how amazing you are. Take a look around and see. It doesn't matter if you spent the whole day cleaning, if you spent the whole day taking care of kids, if you spent the whole day running huge businesses and fucking conquering that. It doesn't matter how you spend your day. Trust me when I say that you're incredible, because I know how women are. We manage everything somehow, and it's incredible, and you should give yourself credit where credit is due, and give yourself a little love today and every day. And as I said, if you feel a little lacking in the support from other women, well, first of all, let's be friends, because I know what that feels like and I got you. And second of all, know that you're not alone, and that you can choose to try to attract more of women who are supportive in that fashion. Thank you for being here and for watching. And as always, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you think anyone else can benefit from the message, hit the share button. I appreciate when you do that. And I will talk to y'all later.